My name is Kenita Placide, and I'm the Executive Director of the Eastern Caribbean Alliance for Diversity and Equality, known as ECADE. We are an alliance of 18 organizations across 10 countries, and we are based in the eastern part of the Caribbean. I have been working as an advocate and activist for the last decade. And up until 2012 was the first time I had actually participated in any Pride event. That's because I was invited to speak on a panel and to be able to witness London Pride. After London Pride was Toronto Pride in 2014, Amsterdam Pride in 2016. This year being one of my best challenges, really being public, really being in the spotlight. New York Pride, NYC Pride 2018 as a Grand Marshal. But this also had me to reflect what was happening in the Caribbean region. In the Caribbean region, my first Pride was actually in us planning the Caribbean Women and Sexual Diversity Conference in Curacao 2013, which happened to have taken place the same time their Pride events were at its peak, and we got to participate in that. The following year was Suriname in 2014. And I'm going back into this history just to kind of look back at where Pride has been in this region. And Pride really has taken off in the last, I would say, over 5 years. We can proudly say, yes, Pride events are taking place, slowly but surely. And the first two countries I call, Curacao and Suriname, both Dutch. It's something that we recognize that other places just was not there yet. And so thinking about what Pride means, for us, we look back and we understood the reason for Pride. What is Pride? It's actually your own personal pride, that takes you out into your individuality, your personality, who and how you see yourself, that self-acceptance. And it kind of brought back into what's happening in those countries where Pride do not exist. Pride do not exist because even as we look at our current alliance, 18 organizations across 10 countries, and we have 7 of the countries which currently criminalize same-sex intimacy, known as the burglary or gross indecency law. And so yes, our country is also considered to be highly religious. A constitution as well as a Bible. 2 hands clapping against someone's sexuality, gender identity, and expression. And so that makes it sometimes difficult to have. But I would tell you, in the last couple years, we have seen Pride happen in Jamaica. Pride happen for the very first time in St. Croix, a U.S. territory. But the very first time was this year. Very first March of Pride in Guyana, located in South America, yet part of Caribbean, but it was the first one this year. And yet we're seeing Pride have taken off maybe 3 years ago in Barbados. We have seen it happen in also Trinidad and Tobago. So yes, we are having small sprouts of Pride finally coming to our region. And even if I have taken part in international Pride and regional Pride, I could say we have not had the big Pride events in St. Lucia or some of the other smaller islands that wanting to know how it feels or what it would look like if it happens. But for us to make this happen, something has to happen. People has to be willing to come out, to be out there. And people, I could tell you, the fear factor is real. I speak from a place that I have earned the privilege of being able to do so. Not without threats, not without extreme security measures, not without eliminating family and friends at certain points where I felt it was too hot. But, as we go into this era, we also looked at why did my privilege become what it was? It's because I started speaking out, started being public. And it's something that many people do not have the opportunity to do. Not without loss. And nobody can ever prepare you for that. So today we celebrate Pride in many parts of the world. And I'm happy to bring this greeting from my island, St. Lucia, to your room right now with all your people. Greetings to all of you in Halifax. And I'm really wishing you a great, great, great celebration. And celebrate for all of us who really cannot have it at home, who cannot be ourselves, who cannot walk the streets, who cannot hold our partners' hands in public, who cannot even hug or kiss each other without necessarily thinking about, am I safe? Am I going to be alive? What is my family gonna throw me out? Or, something along those lines which makes it unsafe. As NYC is about to celebrate, New York is about to celebrate 50 years of Stonewall next year, it really grounds it for me as to why Pride started. And I think as we continue to celebrate Pride, we need to remember to educate people and sensitize people why this Pride started in the first place. Why was it necessary to stand up, stand out, march those streets? Because yes, now it's all fun, it's all happy, and we are moving, but there is a strong message. The message of discrimination, the message of stigma, the message of violence is even more real today than ever. Because regardless of all the advances we have made in law, we're still fighting to survive in many parts of the world. Just to be alive, just to be able to have a job, to have shelter over our heads. And it is something that we continuously have to remind our friends, our allies, our family who live overseas, that as they celebrate for us, who number of people cannot leave home because they will not be given visas, but more importantly, because they cannot afford to. If not given the opportunity to go to school, to have that job, to have that money, there's a lot that cannot be done. And so today I'm sitting here with my new buddy. Have not named him yet, but this is my 40th birthday present and I love it. And every opportunity I get, I take something colorful back home with me. And so the person who gave me this really understood what I have been doing with the transformation of my life. Because it matters how we market, how we represent, and how we are able to continuously help one another. There is so much I want to say, but I do look forward to all your questions and we'll answer how we can. So thank you very much for having me part of your celebration, and I look forward to hearing more from and of you.